We will solve a CAT 22 slot 1 LR set. Pause it, read through the instructions. Let's see if you have picked up the major points. There are 4 players. Amla, Bimla, Harita, Sarita. The management is looking at the number of goals scored in matches 1 through 8. So the grid is easy. 4 people, 1 to 8, and the goal scored. The clues start as the 4 players together have a total of 12 goals. In the 8 matches, so we are talking of all the 8 as a group, each of them scored at least 1 goal. No one is a 0. Further, no 2 players scored the same total goals in all of them. So there are clues given and the questions are only about these 4 players, right? So before you get into these clues, there is still some work that you could have done which would have made interpreting the clues easier. A, B, Amla, Bimla, Harita and Sarita. We have 8 matches. So let's look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the clues that I was talking about before is this 12 is the total. Further, across all the 8 matches, the 4 people, they have scored a distinct number of goals. Okay, and all of them will be more than 0. Because we have this clue, hence it's important to process this, students. What should come to your mind is starting with 1, keeping everything separate, 1, 2, 3, 4. The total should be known to you that it's 10. So you have only 2 more goals to distribute. So this 2 you have to distribute while keeping all distinct. So there are 2 ways to go about it. One is like a little homegrown way, think it is a little dicey. If you can follow this, try. Can I give all the 2 to this guy? Then it will read as 3, 3. You can't have. Can I give 1 to this guy? Then this will become a 2. So you'll have to change this, or else there'll be a 2. And if you give 1 to him, the remaining it would become 3. So it is either it's going to read 2, 3, 3, 4. That's also not possible. So from this you can't give anything to this 1. So what that means is, student, that 1 will necessarily be a part of the final distribution. Can this 2 be given completely to this guy? So it will read 1, 4, 3, 4. So there are 2 4s, not possible. Can I just give one of them here? So 1, 3, 3, 4, I am left with 1, but there are 2 3s. And if you give it to this guy, there will be 2 4s. So you cannot give both of it, nor can you give any single one to a 2. So the 2 also necessarily has to be a part here. Now this 2 that you are left, could you give it entirely to here? So this will become 5, 4. We'll read it in increasing order, 4, 5. So that is a possibility. 4, 5. You could add it up and it will add up to 12. Okay. So we gave all 2. Could I give it 1? So if you give this 1, the other one has to go there. So that will also become 4, 5. So it's the same thing. Either give 2 here, give 1, or give this 0. Then give all 2 here, that would be 6. So these are the only way. All 2 over here, that would become 6. These are the only 2 ways that we can meet these conditions. A total of 12, all of them being distinct, no one being 0. There is an alternate way also, a little more logical, easy, but time consuming. This was less time consuming. The alternate way is, knowing that summation of 1 to 4 is 10 and we still have 2 to give more, can I avoid using a 1? So can I just start with a 2, 3, 4, 5? So if I do this, the summation of this is 7 and 7, 14. So it is not possible. So a 1 has to necessarily be used. So this says that 1 has to be used. Right? And if a 1 has to be used, we get a subset of a problem that I need only 3 of them and the sum of them should be 11. So again, it's no point saying 2, 3, 4. Yes, with 2, 3, 4 it is possible. But can I do that without a 2? Can I do that using a 3, 4 or a 5? Then the summation of this, students, is 8 and 4, 12. I wanted the summation 11. So it is not possible without using a 2. So this means a 2 also necessarily has to be used. And we are left with the further sub case that I have just 2 possibilities, and the sum of these 2 possibilities now should become 9 without using a 1 or a 2. 9. So obviously the 3 and 6 is definite 9, or a 4 and a 5 is also a 9. If you repeat it, just the order changes. So that is how you reach this. So 1 has to be there, a 2 has to be there, and then there are only these possibilities. So it is an important work. Let's continue here. Only one goal was scored in every even numbered match. So in 2 there's only one goal scored. So the row will read as 0, 0, 0, 1 in some order. Even in the 4th one, okay, and even in the 6th one, and even in the 8th one, all even ones are 1. So now again what I'm going to look at is these 4 goals are done. So I'm left with 8 more goals. So these 8 goals have to be distributed in the odd number of matches. But this time I'm not going to do such an elaborate work because I don't have a start like this. Here this was the start that gave me this case. Harita scored more goals than Bimla. Harita, Bimla, mark it. And the name should be in your memory. Harita, Bimla. If anything about Harita, Bimla comes back, so you should come back to clue number 2. The highest goal scores. Now, if you would have done this work, you know that the highest goal scorer is going to be either a 5 or a 6. Scored goals in exactly 3 matches, including match 4. And match 4 is an even match. It should strike. 8 is also an even match, so that also should strike. So in match 4 and match 8, the scorer can only score one goal. Okay, so 4 and 8, the columns rows 4 and 8, the highest scorer has 1 and the others are 0. And to add up to this, there is going to be just the third, one more possibility, that is going to be 3 or 4. So wherever the highest scorer is, whoever, can't be Bimla, okay, needs to be 1, 1, 3 or a 4. And the rest 5 zeros should be there. Okay, great. Bimla, again, so Harita, Bimla, remember, oh, the story is about Harita, Bimla here. Bimla scored a goal in match 1. Now one might be confused, is this a goal? Does it mean 1 goal, or does it mean just that it is not 0? It could be 1 or 2, anything. Yeah, that confusion remains, students. You can't do much about it. But when you read ahead, it says, and 1 each. So in 3 other consecutive matches. There's a lot of information here. Each word is important. But first, let me come back to this. The way they've used here, they scored 1 goal. So probably if this meant 1, they would have scored, Bimla scored 1 goal in match 1. So this simply means that a goal is scored by Bimla in that. It could be more than 1 also, but 0 is not possible. However, pay attention. 1 in every of 3 other matches. So what that means is there's a 1, there's a 1, there's a 1, and this one also is either a 1 or more than 1, whatever it is. So I'm getting the idea here that Bimla is going to be 4 or more than 4. And if Bimla comes in, then Harita can't be far behind. Harita is more than Bimla. So whatever the total is, I need 2 numbers which are 4 or more. And if I need 2 numbers which are 4 or more, 1, 2, 3, 6 is ruled out. And now I can be certain that it's 1, 2, 4, 5. And not just that, Bimla is 4. And if Bimla is 4, Harita is 5. Okay, and if Bimla is 4, now you also know that this meant only one goal. So that confusion is also not that. So in the first match, Bimla scored 1 goal. Is that okay? And in 3 other consecutive matches, he has a 1-1-1. Now coming to Harita, what you will have to is you'll have to move between these. Now you know the highest goal scorer is Harita. So if it is Harita, you could have, if you went ahead, you would have missed this important thing that Harita scored in 4 and 8. Oh, so the Harita, the 4th row is now completely known. It is Harita who scored. 8 is completely known. Okay, it is Harita who scored. And there is a 5. The total is 5, not 6. There is a 3 somewhere in this column, and if there's a 3, it can't be in 2 and it can't be in 6. So it can only be in 1, 3, 5, 7. So that odd numbered are still there. And not just that, students, now coming back to Bimla again, do you know 3 other consecutive matches? So where are the 3? Is it 1, 2 and 3? No, it says other than match 1. Other than match 1, there are consecutive. So because the zeros are placed, the only possibility is this 1, this 1 and this 1. And since this is 6, the 6th row also gets completely filled. And since this makes up the 4, the 2nd and the 3rd one also becomes a 0 and 0. So the 4 is done and 1, 3 has to come in here. So that solves a lot of issues for us students. Okay, so this 3 and 4 were a big, had a lot of story in them. So let's continue. An equal number of goals were scored in match 3 and 7. So match 3, this total here, whatever that total is equal to the match 7 total. So now, probably I can understand now why 3 and 7 is given. Now the story or the way to handle is there is a 3 somewhere that I have to put. Remember, if I put a 3 there, then the row total will be 3 or more depending on what A and S does. But then 7 also needs to be that same number. So 3 and 3, 6. So out of this 8, 6 will go there. So there will be only very few left there. Okay. Oh, or else it could be 4 and 4. If it is 4 and 4, the rest all is going to be 0. So some thoughts like this are coming. So that 3 is going to help me here. Okay, let's read ahead. It's equal, which was different from the number of goals scored in either 1 or 5. So whatever this number was, that was not in 1 and 5. So it's difficult to write that. So you'll have to just keep it in mind that it's not going to be the number in 1 and 5. So these two are same and the other two will not be same as these. They themselves could be equal, we don't know. Okay. The match in which the highest number of goals was scored was unique. And it was not match 5. Unique means it cannot be repeated the highest. So the immediate thing is 3rd is not the highest. 7th is not the highest for the simple reason that they are equal and I want a unique one. And 5th has been ruled out by the clue itself. And others are 1, 1, 1, 1. All of them are same. So obviously that leaves out that only the first one is the one which has the highest one. Okay, so the first one has the highest and these aren't. And now that 3 that I was thinking could possibly be 3 and 3 and add up to 6 or 8 is not going to be the case. Why? Look here, student. If this was a 3, the row total would have been 3 or more. 7th row total would have been 3 or more. They have to be equal. And the first row is the highest. So it has to be higher than this. So that will also be 4 or more. Do I have 3, 3 and 4? Do I have that many? I don't have. So this can't be a 3. The same logic for 7. In fact, if this place was a 3, 3 and 1, 4. oh, if this is 4, the third total also will be 4, or more also it could be. You don't know what's happening with A and S. But 4 or more, and this is even higher than that. You don't have as many. So this, and if it can't be a 3, it can only be a 0. So this leaves out only here the 3 possibility other than 1. And if this is 3, that also won't work. Same logic. If this is a 3, the 5th row total will be 3 plus 1, 4, or something more, 4 or more. Since this is the highest unique, this will be 5 or more. 4 or more, 5 or more, I at least need 9. I don't have. So this also can't be the 3. So this has to be the 3. There can't be any one. So now the first row total is more than equal to 4, or is, yeah, it could be 4 or it could be more. So pay attention, students, it's almost done. This row has to be 4 or more. Why more? A and S could have that 1 or 2. No, we still have that 1 or 2 left, right? Okay. If that is 4, so out of this 8, 4 is definitely gone over there. More also could go. I am left with 4. So now think that 4, I have to give equal numbers to this. Can I give a 2 and a 2? That's the best possible way that I can give. Make this 4 and give this 2 and a 2. But the moment you give this 4, 2 and a 2, all 8 are over. Then this 5 will get 0, but 5 can't get 0. 5 already has a 1, na? So that is going to be a 1 here total. So let me just put here this 5. 5 is going to be 1 or more. Okay, remember 5 has to be 1 or more. You want to repeat it, but get it on your own, in your own ways, right? So 4 of them out of these 8, 1, 2, 3, 4 places I have to fill in. This one will be 4 or more, so 4 gone, 4 are left. I have to give them equally. So if I give 2 and 2, I am left with 0, which is not possible. If I give them 1 and 1, then it's possible. I can give this 2 and then everything fits in. If you give this 5, you will be left with, so 5 how? 1 someplace, 1 I put in. If you give it 5, you will be left with only 3. And do you know that this is 1 or more? Since this is 1 or more and that is equal to this, that will also be 1 or more. But you have only 3. So you'll have to give 1, 1, 1. But you can't give 1, 1, 1 because 3 and 7 has to be different from match 5. So you can't even give that 5. So the final thing is you can only give it 4, and to make this distinct, okay, you are left with 4 more. Give 1 more to this, so this becomes a 2, and give 1, 1. You can't give a 2, 2, this will become 0. We have ruled that out. So this is a 2 and this is a 1 and a 1. Right? That is how it works. And if this is a 1, the 7th is also completed. Okay, and if this is a 4, the first is also completed. So we have 1 and a 2 left. That 1 can come either of these places, one of them. A second one can come either of these 2 places, and the third one can come either of these 2 places. The total has to be 3. 3 goals are left. Okay, so we gave, clear? So this is the total. That's all that you can fill in here. You can answer all the questions based upon this. The first question is easy. I'll just do that one. How many goals were scored in match number 7? In match number 7, there were only 1 goal scored. The other questions will follow directly, students, right? It is just filling this table which was tough.